guys, I'm back. So I was given some feedback and suggestions from my friends and in the comments that said that the level 5 Tetra Vortex actually has a huge boost in damage as compared to the level 4 Tetra Vortex, so I adjusted my skill build. I'm just using the same skill build for PvP and PvE now because as I said in the previous video, I really like having teleport on PvE, and Soul Blast kinda helps when you got nothing to hit, so you can just still charge your spellbook with Tetra Vortex. But if you wanna copy the skills, it's like this. My main focus is on SP recovery for first job, and then Frost Driver is very important for Frost Driver and Firewall. The Frost Driver, of course, is going to be level 1 Stormcast if you need to crowd control during Guild War, whatever. Quagmire, Safety Wall, Sight, especially if you don't have Maya Purple. Then Element Awareness Max, Mystical Amplification Max. Soul Drain is not very important, you can just throw it in here if you want, or you can put Magic Crasher. Elemental Resistance, honestly I've never used this before, but I can see it being very useful. Then for the third job, the main thing that I did was I lowered both my Crimson Rock and my Arc Lightning to level 4 instead of level 5, so that I have 1 point for Teleport and Soul Blast while still keeping everything max. Because the main burst of your skill, the main burst of Warlock is reading Spellbook, and these two being level 4 won't really affect much, so I think it's fine to keep them at level 4. But yeah, same thing, gonna be testing the damage to see what's the most effective build. So Curse, it's just Book of Lies, take out these card album, this. So we're gonna test on the medium demi-human. Then once again, my sync, nothing with random chance, everything is just consistent damage increase. Tome. Okay, so for the first test, for all the tests I'm gonna be using Crimson Rock and Arc Lightning will be on 1, because you want to set it on 1 so that it doesn't leave it at 1 charge. So if it's on 2 and you have both your skills, if you have both your skills, it'll keep ending up like this. But if you put it on 0, if you put it on 1 when you auto, it will just use 2 mineral. So for the second test, I'm just going to skip the Chain Lightning because from the previous video the Chain Lightning was significantly weaker, but I'll add in the Chain Lightning when I'm using Tetra Vortex. So for all the tests, my skill settings are all going to be the same. Common and Chain Lightning should always be all the way on the right so that you get the bonus effect. Crimson Rock, Arc Lightning, as I said earlier, 1. Spellbook should always be on 4 from what I tested, because it's not worth getting the extra bit of damage, but I'll do one more test at the end of the video to just double confirm. So Tetra Vortex all the way on the right as well, because you want the max duration every time. So for the third test, we're gonna be keeping the skills relatively the same. Once again, all the settings are the same, but this time we're gonna add in the Arc Lightning and the Chain Lightning so that we can get the Spark and Breeze effect from the combo. One thing to note after the first test is that actually if I let it run for like another 2 seconds, it's actually gonna be about 70 million, so it's one thing to keep in mind because I ended it exactly at 1 minute, since Arc Lightning has a little bit slower overcast animation. So the next skill order that we're gonna try is actually just removing the Arc Lightning, so that because when you cast Tetra Vortex, you automatically can cast these skills and they'll be considered as being cast with max stacks. So this was recommended to me by a friend, so just gonna test out to see the damage. Okay, and now we're just gonna try reverse the skill order. So Comet here, Chain Lightning here. Okay, you can already see that the damage is not as high as having Crimson Rock and Comet first. I think it's mostly due to the fact that Comet, when cast with 4 charges, it leaves the area of effect on the floor, which actually stacks up a lot of damage. So I won't be testing this skill order anymore. I'm just gonna test with the spellbook set to not cast while Tetra Vortex is activated. The last test will be Crimson Rock, Chain Lightning, Tetra Vortex, spellbook set to 1. Okay, so once again, the results from the test, they don't really vary that much across multiple attempts, and you can really see it's significantly lower here with reading spellbook set to 1. But just to make sure, I won't be doing this test again, but I'll try with Arc Lightning inside and see if it makes a difference. So for some reason this one did slightly more damage, so I'm just gonna test it out a little bit more. Alright, so I'm just gonna go take a look at the results and I'll be back with the answer to what the optimal auto settings are for Warlock. Okay, I'm back and I look back at the recording, and generally what I saw was that the lowest damage combo was the old combo that I was using. It's very consistent, but it loses to having a level 5 Tetra Vortex, whereas in the last video I had level 4 Tetra Vortex, which is why I didn't see much of a increase in damage. So I would say it's kind of worth to just lower your Crimson Rock or opt out for in the build for not having teleport or the Soul Blast. Yeah, so it was averaging about 64 million damage, whereas just adding Tetra Vortex in with it at level 4 and spellbook being all the way set to 4, it averaged about 67 million, which is about 3 million higher than the just using Comet without Tetra Vortex. The next combo that I tested was Comet plus Arc plus Chain Lightning plus Tetra Vortex. Once again, all the settings are the same. Arc Lightning on 1, Crimson Rock on 1, Chain Lightning on 4? Yeah, 4. And Comet on 4. This one was also about 67 million, but for the final test we got 63 million. I'm not really sure why, so it kind of pulled it down a little bit. Then we had the highest damage test out of all, which was just taking out the Arc Lightning. I think it's because the Arc Lightning into Chain Lightning, the animation's a little bit slower than Comet for some reason. so it might not be so worth using Comet, or maybe it may be due to the increased fire damage taken. But this one was the only test where I actually saw my damage shoot up to about 70 million during the test, and at the end of the 1 minute it averaged about 69 million damage, which is the highest of all. Then I tried changing the reading spellbook to 1, and honestly the test was pretty horrible. I did with the same loadout, and by changing the reading spellbook to 1, the damage actually dropped to about 60 million, so I didn't test any further. The final test I did was the full combo with every single skill inside, all same settings except that spellbook was at 1. This one averaged about 66 million, which is similar to the damage you get from just using Comet and Tetra Vortex. So overall I would say in PvE you want to be using this combo with Tetra 4, Spellbook 4, Comet 4, Crimson Rock 1, Chain Lightning 4. So yeah, let me know if I missed out anything once again, then I will update ASAP, or if you find out anything new, let me know, I'll be happy to test. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.